Hey everybody, it's Renee here, and it's been a while, but I'm back. I'm just gonna put some stuff here so you're not staring at something blank. But I wanted to apologize because I haven't been around for a while. I was working a job for quite a while. I was working 70 hours a week and had just no energy or time to get this done. And then when that was done, I actually moved. And then once I was done moving, I was sick for 2 months. So it's kind of a ripple effect. Anyways, I'm back and videos are going to be coming out regularly again. And I hope that you are still sticking around and following me and liking some of the content. And if you do like what I'm putting out there, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is an album, or journal I should say, that I made, and I made this quite a while ago, but I'm actually bordering on finishing it. So I wanted to show you what I've done with it. So there's this one, and I will show you that. I also have a whole bunch of other journals that I've started, and I'm going to show you what is coming up in the future as far as those go. So I've started them, but they're not completely done, so I'm not doing flip throughs of that yet. Plus, I want to show you my good friend Lorna Taylor of Taylor Made Journals. She has her own line out now through Creative Expressions, so I'm going to show you a little bit of that. So anyways, I'm going to start with this journal. And up top on your right, you will see a link to the previous video I made of this journal. So you can see what I did with that one. Just basically the start of it. So this is the front. This journal has 4 signatures. They're pretty thick signatures. And honestly, I probably wouldn't do a signature as thick as this one again, but it worked okay. This box was a cereal box initially. And I like how it turned out. Most of my journals I do make in, I guess, really, with the thought process that I'm going to sell them. But this one was one that I kept myself. It has some beautiful laces and trims, which I love. And then these are just some puffy stickers and some metal. So we're going to open this up. I'm just going to give you a little run through. I've written some things on here. Some of these will have pictures and whatnot on them, but not everything does yet. And like I said, I haven't written through most of this. I wanted to show you before the writing all goes in, because some of it's personal what I'm going to be writing. But like different ways where you can flip that over, put like a little note you might have had from somebody. This is back in May when I was planting my garden. These are different things from a previous job, different things, so pictures and things. So I put that here. These are nice when you get these from somebody as a gift, because you can use these as pockets. So don't throw these away. You can use these as pockets or put whatever in them. A cookie one of my friends made. This is using some of Lorna Taylor's lace digitals from her shop on Etsy. So make sure you go check that out at Taylor Made Journals on Etsy. A lot of these are different pages and things that I made myself and I sell. A lot of these are digitals, but I'm not selling them as digitals. I'm selling them on the paper, or maybe down the road eventually. I will put them in my Etsy shop as digitals, but I have a whole bunch of backgrounds and they're from different places, lots of vintage and whatnot. For those that know me well, everybody knows I like cats, so there's always going to be some cats in here somewhere. Different like little slips. This was from an appreciation dinner I went to, but you can always attach that, and then I will write up about that. Some fortune cookies. This came with a cake stand that I got, and I just really liked it. It was very vintage looking. Same thing, another gift card insert. This I plan on writing underneath and here, as well as on this side as well. Some vintage paper with a pamphlet. It's just kind of hidden. Some writing. Again, there will be more writing, or you can even put pictures. Here's a pocket, and this is great. These are part of the 12 by 12 sheets that you can get with the little cut apart page pockets. So you can just cut that up. I just made a little punch with my hole punch with my, I think it was a 2-inch, can't remember, maybe it was 1.5, and then pop that on. One of my friend's daughters made that for me. Same thing, like I'm going to be writing about this picture on here and writing some stuff here. There's going to be a lot of journaling in here, but like I said, it's kind of a personal thing a lot of the times with journaling, so I don't always like to show what I'm journaling, but that will be writing. This was my sister's chicken, so I have that. This was a place I went to that had some really good donuts. I'm going to be writing about that. Same thing, here's 3 of my cats. So I'm going to put those underneath and you can do a little write-up of that. Same thing, some cards and things that I really like, whether it's the story I really like or the artwork I like, I put them in here and just attach it. These are 2 of my favorite stores, which really it's the same store. This is under that umbrella. That's my cat. Same thing, you get these for like thank yous or whatever for purchases. I always include them because they're usually pretty neat. I will do some journaling here because this looks like one of my cats. Sometimes like little seasonal candies and things that I get, or if it's a candy I really like, I'll put them in here and do a little bit of journaling or just add it for just some looks. There you go. That's my cat, one of them when she was a baby. This is some vintage journaling. It was actually from a ledger from 1956. So I just left that, but you can always add more stuff, you know, write over it, whatever you want to do. This will be another one of those things that you can write underneath. I just like this because it reminded me of when I was a little kid. Yeah, sometimes I put like things that are just things you want to remember, different sentiments. Like this one says, so fill your heart with what's important and be done with all the rest. This was, well, it's a restaurant, fast food place here in Alberta that everybody seems to really like. Cookie joint that everybody likes. So I'll be writing about those on here. My sister and I, this is the back side of that sheet I said that I made. Birkenstocks, like my most comfortable shoes. This were notes that my daughter wrote for me, and they were all over my house one day. This is a cool bird observatory, if you will. I do a lot of animal rescue stuff, so you'll see a lot of that in my journals and things that I make for myself. This is some, I think this was onion. This was an onion dyed paper that I made, and I sell those also in my Etsy shop. Picture of me, and just I'm going to write about that. Same thing, like this, you can pop out. You can write on it, you can do whatever, put it back in. I also have some notes that I had, so I'm just kind of securing it with that. So that's in there. A few of my favorite things, so I'm going to write a few of my favorite things on here. Same with this. This kind of follows in lieu, like basically follows this sheet here. So this will also be some of my favorite things. And then you can even put some pictures here or here. These again are those cards that were on the 12 by 12 sheet. So stay young, let your light shine, sorry. Life is lovely. So you can write on the back of these, you can put pictures, but they just went in here. This is a donut shop that I really like. This one I thought was really cool. This is another one of my sheets that I make myself and I sell. But this one is those cut aparts from that 12 by 12 sheet. And you're perfect. It's like a kitty, and then there's one of my cats. So you can write stuff here and maybe do a little something there. This, I love the stamp. I got this secondhand from somebody, but it's the same sentiment that is in that movie, The Help. You was kind, you was smart, you was important. And sometimes it might sound silly, but you kind of want to try and remember that because sometimes you take yourself for granted or you forget about putting yourself first. So sometimes I like to put those kinds of sentiments in my journals and write about that. My sister and myself on a road trip. This I really like. This is a kid's little book that I took apart and I put in here, and I love the artwork, and sometimes I like this kind of artwork also because it reminds me of when I was little. So, but what I did do is I grabbed some graphing paper that I had, which was actually a scrapbook sheet. I cut it apart and I put it over the writing of the book, and I'm going to write some sentiments myself. And this is the same thing. I did the same thing on the other side, just with some paper, some washi tape, and I'll write the same thing. This is some scrapbook paper that I just folded over, like so. This is a card I got from somebody. And this will give you a good idea of why I didn't make any videos. This is just 1 month. All of that yellow are multiple shifts of mine in 1 month. And every month was like that. The blue is my husband's shifts. The yellow was all my shifts. So it was very busy. And I just didn't have time to do my crafting, which I apologize for anybody who was wondering what the heck happened to me. Still kicking. I was just exhausted. So here, same thing. I'm going to add pictures or journaling. These are 2 chocolate bars I really like. For those of you watching this from the United States, clearly you see whatchamacallits all the time, but we don't have them in Canada, and it's one of my favorite bars. So I love that. Rum and Butter is one that's a Canadian classic, and it was gone for many years, but somebody brought back a lot of the different Canadian chocolate bars that haven't been around since the 80s. And this is one of them, and I kind of like it. If you ever had a caramel, it's a similar style bar, but with rum and butter inside. So this one, same thing. I will add something to it. Same with these. Like, I've already kind of started what's going to happen. The stickers are there, so I know what I need to journal about on there or add the pictures because I do have it already. Same with this. This is going to be about my job and my schedule. I liked this one. This was more of an artsy type thing that I was playing with. So, Air Emoji. I used to sell Emoji Life, but I don't anymore. So that will be about me no longer selling Emoji Life. This is my cousins and my family. So I will be writing that here with cousins and family. This is very cool because this was a business card I got from a craft show, and I just love the artwork on it. I thought it was very cool. These are just stamps, and then I added some watercolor to them and some artwork. So paper, some stamping. This was a gift card I got, and I just really liked it because it's Christmas and it was in a Starbucks cup. Same thing, writing on all these. This is a business card that I just thought was pretty. This is my friend's business, and she makes candles. So this is her thank you for buying candles. So I put that in there, and I will use it as kind of a pocket to tuck things in here as well. This is just vintage. I thought that this was very cool. I cut this out. It was from some old fabric, and I just put it in here because it, again, reminds me of being a kid. This is my old house we sold. This is one of my summer jobs. I volunteered there, but I did that as well. These are just a whole bunch of different things that I thought was very cool in this little pocket. Same thing as supporting a business. This is from an old town I lived in. Just a very cool old postcard. These all have some sentimental things, and I'm going to write on the back of them why they're cool. So that will be done as well. And then, you know, these pockets are great if you want to add a whole bunch of different ephemera and different bits and pieces, but always take into account when you do that you don't want your journal super big, because once you start adding all that, your journal is going to get huge. So take that into account as well. This is an old strawberry shortcake card I got as a thank you. And same thing, I will write some stuff back here. Just added a sticker. Same thing, really neat card that I really like, excuse me. And this was, I liked that. That was off of a business ad. So I will be writing on here. These are my family. This is a old card from a book that was being thrown away or to the recycle station. So I took it out. This, I love boba tea or bubble tea. So I loved the sticker, and I'm just going to write something on there. It doesn't always have to be about what you've put on the page, but I like having a bit of the things I like on here, regardless if it has to do with what the content is I'm talking about. This is just an envelope, and I'm using it as a pocket. Same thing. This was part of the bag from the business, so I just cut that out. And there's a kind of a double envelope, and then you could take this out, write on it, and then put it back in. So it kind of just gives it some dimension. I used some pictures of some girls I worked with in the summer that I really enjoyed, so I will write about that. That probably gets written about a lot. This is a restaurant I really like that my husband and I go to in the summer. It's about an hour away from us, but they have amazing Mexican food. So we go there. This I found at the reuse store. I think it was a bookmark. Don't really know, but I just thought it was kind of pretty. So I put it in here. Just a picture of my sister's farm. Same thing. This is a Mexican restaurant from Palm Springs area that I really liked. This is just something else, kind of personal. Things like love yourself first, which, you know, again, another sentiment I really liked. Just reminded me of being little. These are actually, when I moved, I found my old scratch and sniff sticker book, which I've had since the early 80s. And, excuse me, these actually still smell. So, like that's root beer, peanuts, orange, strawberry, pickle. Oh, I love pickle. It still smells. And banana. And I have tons of these stickers. I just love them. I love scratch and sniff stickers. I don't know if they still do that in the schools, but I loved them, and it was a huge part of me going to school because I used to trade them with my friends. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, this is a stamp, which I really like. This is a sticker. These are just, this was a sheet. And, you know, I think that's part of it is, you know, I want to be inspired. And this is part of the whole thing is where do you get your inspiration from, right? Because that's your creative source. What inspires you? And there's so many things that inspire me. And as I've, like I said before, moved, there's so many things where I live now that inspire me even more than I thought I could be inspired before, which will be another video, but I will talk about that. This is, I think it's supposed to be rice, but I like rice pudding. So that's why I put that there. My husband and I always go on a date night in December, and sometimes we do the same thing, but this was what we did then. This I just thought was a cute sticker, and I'm going to do some writing on here, and then I did play around with some paint on here just to add some little dimension to it. There's a digital. A lot of these digitals I will try and remember because I printed them many moons ago. I will try and put them in the description. But some of them I can't honestly remember who they were, to be totally honest. But I will try and do my best. This is a scrapbook paper. And then this is just a place that I really want to go to in the summer. That's like the next province over. So, and this is a pocket. These I think are so much fun. If you ever come across old sewing patterns, even if it's not, you don't need the whole sewing pattern, but just bits and pieces. You can use your Mod Podge, or I used the gel medium, and you just put layers and layers over. It was over top of a blue sheet of paper, so it gave it some color in the background. And then I added, this is a Tim Holtz little bit, and a sticker, and then I stitched on it. I love the look of that. It is so cool, just the multiple layers of sewing pattern. This again is another pocket. This was an insert from a magazine subscription I get. So I put that in here with this I will write on. It's just a piece of paper. This is like my favorite kind of chips besides Lay's Limon that you can't get here. And I love Ariba Mexican street corn, but they don't make them anymore. So I just kind of try and remember. And this is, again, another business card I really liked. You know, note to self, if you're a business owner, make sure you have a really cool business card, because if you have somebody you give it to that's like me, who saves them and puts them in their decor, that's constant advertising. Here's just some stickers from Jasper. I'm going to write about my trip last summer that we had to the mountains. Again, some advertising, juneshine.com. Don't even know what that off the top of my head what that is. But yeah, you can add stuff or use it as a pocket. This is a digital with a puffy sticker. I just love squishing the puffy. And same thing, I'm putting different little bits and pieces, thank yous from different different sellers. My daughter wrote that for me. This is a place where I was working. This is an event that I was part of. This is all just going to be writing. But this gives you an idea of different things you can do and what you can add. This is my favorite chocolate bar. It's the Cherry Blossom. It's here in Canada. I don't think they have it elsewhere, but if you ever had one, you either like them or you hate them, but they're my favorite. This was a birthday cake Kit Kat bar I got a while back, but yeah, it was just a limited edition. This was my favorite restaurant. My husband and I used to drive to it, but it went out of business just not that long ago. So, bits and pieces. Check your head. I saw this in a magazine and ripped it out because I thought it's a great reminder to not, I guess, get bombarded by things that don't matter, and let crap fly. Like, don't let things bother you. Deal with the things that actually matter and let all of that other stuff go away. So that's kind of a reminder for that. This is going to be for journaling. This is my absolute favorite painting and has been since I was probably, early 80s. And then when Ferris Bueller had it, it just like kind of reaffirmed that. But anyways, it's my favorite painting, and it's in the art gallery in Chicago. This is just little bits and pieces of things added onto an old sheet of paper. This is a hotel I stayed at last summer that I really liked. Beautiful, beauty true, you. And then this is all digitals. I believe this is Lorna Taylor's papers. Tailor-made creations, or tailor-made journals. And same thing, like I probably won't do anything on this. I'm going to journal on this. This is my family at Christmas. I will write on here. Same thing, you kind of get the idea. This was a restaurant that my husband and I went to on a road trip. I just thought this was cool. I saw this in a field and I had to take a picture of it because I like everything vintage. This is coffee dyed. This is again just me adding a bunch of different layers to papers, and I stitched on it. This was a very cool restaurant I went to with one of my friends, Brew and Bloom Cafe in my city. And you might see other places like this where you live or where, on the internet, but it's very, very cool. It's very Instagram worthy. My son and I, every time you smile, we smile. This is again a pocket. This is my friend's child's wedding. So you get the idea. You print on them. See, I put like full out prints, and I have a photo printer, but I just put my pictures on these, and then I can journal about them or I can add art. Lucky Elephant. I used to love that popcorn. I had it last summer because I thought, oh, I love that popcorn. I tried it again. I'm like, not how I remembered, but I like the artwork. So these things, same thing, I'm leaving room for journaling. Funny family photos, leaving room for journaling. This one, same thing. I might add some paper, some loose leaf and some journaling. This is a pocket, an envelope, so I will add stuff in there. But again, I don't want this to get too wide. Some journaling. This is from Moji Life, but it's also just a reminder to enjoy every moment. This one is avocado dyed. You do you. Another puffy sticker. This one is really fun. It's a bag that I folded up. So you have this where you can put stuff on here, and then put like something inside the whole bag. And then here, I have stuff inside here. So I'm going to put some art on here. These are some vintage things. And just a thank you card. And then it's all in how you put the tape on. And then here I have stuff on the other side. So some cartoon, this, and then these are some maps and different things from last summer, some programs, and note cards from friends. So I have that there as well. So this makes, as you can see, 3 different pockets just using one bag. This, I just was doing a whole bunch of different art on top of art and stitched it. And I'll do some journaling. This is the back side of that stitch. This was the Lucky Elephant box. So, and with this one, again, I added a whatchamacallit because I just love them. I will do some writing, just a little bit of washi. This was that fabric, that vintage fabric. This was also, again, another old kids book. I just added some Tim Holtz to it. This is a sticker on a digital. This I just thought was really cool and colorful. I thought it was really neat. So I added that in there, and then I'm going to do some journaling. This is an old iron-on patch that I glued on. See, another roots. A lot of my clothes are roots. Just like this, artsy. This is another one of my creations. And this will all be, again, writing or like journaling or pictures. This I really, really like. I've always, since I was a little kid, been a fan of Smokey the Bear. I don't know why. I think we used to have a ton of commercials in the 70s of Smokey the Bear. And I have a thing for him. So when I went to Montana and I saw some Smokey the Bear advertising and things, it was like, oh, this is just so cool. So I took some pictures of that, but I really like this advertising. Vintage soul, that's how I am. I love vintage. It's just, sometimes I think I was born in the wrong decade. Aunt Jemima. We don't see any Aunt Jemima stuff anymore anywhere because they've removed it all. But I really miss it. Like, and it might sound weird. Aunt Jemima almost seemed like grandma to me. I don't know why, but it was like a warm feeling of, you loved Aunt Jemima. You grew up with her. You thought she was cool. She was so pretty. I had good feelings about Aunt Jemima, so I put some advertising in here because you don't see any of that anymore. So, Pac-Man, my favorite video game. So I added that in here, just some stamps and some stickers, and you can do a bunch of that kind of stuff. This again is just some coffee dyeing. This is I think this is deli wrap, and I just added some stuff to it. Brochures, stickers on old paper. This is just a very cool place I went to that I liked. This is the onion dyed paper again. Coffee dyed, digitals. So you can see like there's a lot of papers to this, and either I'm going to add some journaling or some pictures. Thank you cards. I put all my thank you cards in these kind of things. You know, just basically to be grateful for people being so thoughtful. Another iron-on. This was, I think this is Blue Fern, and I just colored it, and just trying to make an artistic piece. So this, like I said, is my own personal journal that I am writing in and creating in, and I've been working at. So this was that one. So that is that. I'm going to show you some basics of ones I'm working on. This was supposed to be released in December, but like I said, I got sick, so I never did. I'm still working on the cover, but this is a Christmas journal that I'm selling, and I will probably feature this later, closer to Christmas this year. But I'm still working on it. I haven't, as you can see, put the actual signatures in the book. But right now there are 6 signatures, and that will eventually be for sale. So I'm not going to show it yet, but if this is something you might be interested in, you can always message me or you can, email me at createandplaywithrenee@gmail.com. This one is going to be my own personal one. I have to rebind it because one of my threads broke. I will show this down the road eventually because I'm still working on it. But this one is all about the Maritimes. And it's probably one of my favorite places. But this is all about the Maritimes. So I have Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and I also have Newfoundland in here. So this is all a journal about that. So that is coming up soon. This one is a San Francisco journal. Same thing, I haven't finished the front. I've been working on it. It's got lots of stuff in here. Old and new. And this one has two signatures. And I will have that coming up soon. I'm working right now on a Disney journal. So I will have that. I have a whole bunch of Golden Book journals coming up soon. So you want to watch that. Plus I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos on tag making and doing some art journaling and a bunch of other stuff like that. So you want to make sure you hit that subscribe and make sure you don't miss any of my videos coming up. So this one here, hopefully you'll be able to see it okay with the white on white. But these are some stamp sets that my good friend Lorna Taylor, she has made. She's also doing papers and stencils. And you can get these on scrapbook.com and a few other websites. I am going to show you some of these here. It's probably easier for me to show you in the camera. But these are some of hers for anybody that likes vintage. I just stamped them to show you. This is just some of them. Like, I'm not going to show you all of them, but you want to go to scrapbook.com and check them out. She just released a whole bunch more. These were the first editions that she had. And check her out, her stuff. But she has some amazing stuff, that Lorna. And I know, like, the first time she had them on scrapbook.com, they did not last. So there's that. Yeah, I've used these a few times in some of my vintage journals, because not all of my journals are vintage. Some are more modern. It just depends. I've had a couple people ask me to make journals for them, and I've been kind of commissioned out. But that's not a common thing. Usually I just make my things and sell them when people see them. So this one's really cute. So they kind of all have a kind of a French flair to them. Sorry, I've got a tickle. So anyways, I am going to also, here very soon, have a video coming to you showing you my new craft room. I will have the link down below of my last craft room, but as I said, I moved and my craft room is considerably different this time. So I will be showing you my craft room very soon. So you make sure you want to watch that one. So do not forget to subscribe and hit that all videos in the link. So I apologize again for not being on here sooner, but I definitely did try, and you'll see me more often now. And I have lots coming up, so I hope you stick around with me, friends. And yeah, enjoy my videos, and I enjoy you watching them. So anyways, have fun, everybody. I will see you soon, and have an awesome day.